So, Skylanders. So, you all remember Skylanders, right? Came out in the mid-2010s, you know. It was, but toys come to life. You put the toy on the portal, and then he appeared in-game, and then you could do cool shit with him. And there were a bunch of different games. There were 5 of them. There was Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, which was the first one, introduced the characters. Then there was Giants, which added the Giants, which were just bigger ones that had new powers and stuff like that. Very creative, I know. And then there was Swap Force, which the whole gimmick was that they were the top and bottom half were magnetized together, and you could mix and match them. And because of that, you could create a bunch of new Skylanders, which was kind of a cool concept. Next, there was Trap Team, which I believe the whole gimmick was you could capture the villains and then play as them, which was actually pretty cool. And then there was fucking the new ones that I don't care about. There was like the one with vehicles. There was one with vehicles, and Donkey Kong and Bowser were in that one for some reason, which was an odd choice. And then there was the most recent one, which I think the whole gimmick was you could create your own Skylander, which was actually pretty cool. So the main issue with all of this is power creep. Anyway, power creep is... The issue with power creep is that for every game, a lot of the Skylanders would be re-released. So say you had a Skylander from the first game, right? They would re-release him in game 2, but he had a new power, a new look, or a new ability. And because of that, he was better. So basically, you were at a statistical disadvantage, or you basically the game would be harder or whatever if you didn't have the characters. Also, even worse though was that they added gimmick characters like the Giants. Like you would not be able to access parts of the area of the later games if you did not have that character. The worst part was the vehicles. And basically, the vehicles and the traps from the third two and second to last games. So basically, the vehicles, how they worked was there were different areas, and you could take them, and, you know, when you got to the area, you could put it down, and you could skip part of the level, or you could get new items, or unlock certain abilities for certain characters that you couldn't get otherwise. So, yeah, actually, because this video would be boring if it was just me talking to my iPhone camera for however long this video ends up being, I went on Amazon and I found a Skylander for $5, so I'm gonna go get that. Let me be... So this is Gil Grunt. He's a water type Skylander. See, it says water on the base. Which meant he could access the water areas. For example, a lot of them would be like stuff like swimming through. You gotta like dive underneath a cave or something like that. I don't know. They all had weird themes, but yeah, they were all like this. Huh? They're a lot smaller than I remember them being. So you would take the figure, you would place it on the portal of power. I don't have a portal of power, so I'm going to just put it on my desk. And then they would appear in game. And this guy is actually from the first generation. This is the first game. First one, I think he actually came in the starter pack for the first game. And, of course, there were many different versions of him in the later games that were stronger and better, but... Listen, I haven't played these games in, like, 10 years, so I'm kind of just going off memory here. Well, you may be thinking, hey, idiot, what's the point of all this? Well, I'll tell you the damn point. I'll tell you the point. So, around that time, other games started following in their footsteps, creating, their own versions. There was Disney Infinity, which was Skylanders with Disney. There was Lego Dimensions, which was Lego Skylanders, basically, but you could play as Batman and The Simpsons and Sonic the Hedgehog. That one was weird. But, essentially, they all followed this thing where there would be... Actually, Lego Dimensions didn't do this, but Lego Dimensions died horribly, so sucks for them. But other games started following the same method of microtransactions, where basically you would, if you wanted to make an egg in your Dragonvale game oh, that was an old one. Ooh, that was an old reference. Dragonvale. If you wanted to make an egg in your Dragonvale game hatch, you could spend gems or money to do that faster. And that's kind of all the same process, is that they give you an advantage over those who do not spend money on the game. And it's very similar to the whole, like, you're out of continues in an iPhone game. So here, spend $1.99 or watch an ad to get more. And I believe that Skylanders may not have started that, but they had a firm hand in cementing that into the modern-day gaming sphere. Anyway, thank you all for listening to this rant. I'm sure it's however many minutes long of your life you're never going to get back, and for that I don't apologize. I'm sure whatever you were going to do is much less interesting than hearing me talk. And yeah. Did I just spend like 15 minutes talking about a game and ranting about a game series that I haven't touched in 10 years? What the hell is wrong with me?